All right, so there's a lot of people talking on social media about Ken Rosenthal's article here in The Athletic today, talking about Wander Franco and pretty much just saying how much of a risk it is. This is the title. Wander Franco's situation shows risk in investing long term in players in their early 20s. And it goes into what's happening with Wander Franco right now. And then it goes into some of the on field, in the clubhouse with the Tampa Bay Rays baseball issues that Franco has been dealing with and having some of the issues that he has had in the past with the Rays. And then he compares that to Fernando Tatis Jr. He got a big contract, obviously, being young. And that's how Tatis got into this article. I think a lot of people on social media, I am seeing pretty much all these Padres fans like ripping Ken Rosenthal and saying essentially, like, how dare you compare Franco victimizing a 14-year-old girl to Fernando Tatis Jr.'s motorcycle accident or him trying to get back quick for his team where he had the PED suspension, right? That's not what Ken Rosenthal was doing in this article. Okay. I don't think that Ken Rosenthal should have put Fernando Tatis Jr.'s name in this article. I think there were other people that he could have chosen over Fernando. I think he could have just written an article just on Wander Franco and not included Fernando in this article and just say, hey, this is an example of it being a risk and just not include Fernando in it, because then it creates this where people on social media, and I've seen it, they post screenshots of an article and don't include other context that I think is necessary. So I want to be fair to Ken because I'm seeing Padres fans really rip this guy, and I don't think that's right. I'm not in full defense of Ken. Like, I don't, again, I don't think that he needed to put Tatis in this article. But this is where the comparison happened. And Padres fans, some people on social media have failed to put the first paragraph here that you see on this screen, the top one, they did not put that in the screenshot. So it made it convenient to go slam Ken Rosenthal for fans that did not read this article. So this is what Ken Rosenthal said. I'm going to read what is on this screen here. Okay. In late June, the Rays benched Franco for 2 games, citing the way he reacted to his frustrations and directed them toward his teammates. The Tampa Bay Times cited several verbal altercations with his teammates, including one in the dugout with star outfielder Randy Rosarena. Notice, remember the altercation Tatis had with Manny? He's comparing that, is what I'm seeing here. That's my point of view with this. Not hustling on the bases or after balls in the field, reacting too emotionally after unsuccessful at-bats, at times throwing equipment and putting teammates in danger. We know, I'm not saying, I don't think Tatis has done that, but we know that Tatis is, the whole Manny Tatis thing in St. Louis, it's not about you. Manny was yelling at Tatis. It got caught by a fan, by the dugout. There was all that. They had to apologize. They were talking to the media together, and Manny's like, all right, let's move on. There was that with Tatis. There was obviously the PEDs, the motorcycle. And this is where Ken goes into Franco was not the first young player to experience such issues, which were relatively minor compared to what was to come. Nor was he the first in recent years to take a step backward after signing a big contract. Consider the Padres, Fernando Tatis Jr., who signed a 14-year, $340 million contract in February of 2021, just after turning 22. 9 months into the deal, Tatis was in what he later described as one of multiple motorcycle accidents, potentially in violation of his contract, during the 21-22 offseason. The accident was believed to have caused a wrist injury that eventually required surgery. 9 months later, Tatis received an 80-game suspension for testing positive for a banned performance-enhancing drug. He returned last season and won a Gold Glove in right field, a position he played regularly for the first time. He was not quite the offensive force he was before, but the worst the Padres hope is behind him. So that's really Tatis's involvement in this article from Ken Rosenthal. But I want to be fair to the writer here, because some people don't pay for The Athletic. They don't read the entire article. They just see a screenshot from a fan that wants to get at Ken Rosenthal and doesn't like Ken Rosenthal. They see a screenshot and they just react to that. They quote tweet that and it just goes on. It just keeps going. It's a big snowball effect. And now it feels like the entire Padres fan base on social media is pissed off at Ken Rosenthal. Again, I don't think it was the smartest to include Tatis in this article with Wander Franco. I don't think it needed to be done. But considering where it was put in the article, like let's go to I'm on the article right now. And Rosenthal mentions what's happening with Franco regarding him being accused of victimizing a 14-year-old girl facing the possibility of jail time. Obviously, yes, terrible what Wander Franco has done if this is in fact correct. Obviously. Like it's not up for debate. But how many paragraphs after that did Tatis's name get mentioned here? In fairness to Ken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. The eighth paragraph after is when Tatis is mentioned. And Tatis is mentioned after Ken is talking about Franco's Rays issues. It has nothing to do with the off the field. And that's when he mentions Tatis, big contract, young player, maybe didn't make some of the smartest decisions. That's where it's mentioned. He was not comparing. He would have to be stupid to compare Tatis riding a motorcycle, getting injured there, or PEDs even. He would be stupid to compare that to what Wander Franco is being accused of with the 14-year-old girl. That's not what he was doing here. So I just want to put that out there. This is not me, having totally Ken Rosenthal's back and being like, totally pro Ken Rosenthal about everything. I disagreed with, again, I don't know how many times I already said this in this video. I disagree with Tatis even being involved in this article. When it has something to do with something as bad off the field as Wander Franco is being accused of, let's just focus on that if you're going to write a piece about Wander Franco and not include someone like Fernando Tatis Jr. in it, who's not a teammate of his. Fernando's not on the Rays, PEDs, and I think he was trying to get back quick for his team, and motorcycle accident where he was trying to have fun in the offseason. And maybe it wasn't the smartest decision, obviously. He's made mistakes, but he has apologized and he's done everything the right way since then. And it is nowhere near the accusations of Wander Franco. So I just wanted to put everything into full context here because that's not what is happening on social media.